Hey to 7 Days fans, Ojama Garrett here with another quick tutorial. In this tutorial, I will be going over essentially your first 5 minutes, and I would like to go over basic combat mechanics and tactics for 7 Days to Die. So let's just hop right into it. So I'm playing on Darkness Falls, but this will work essentially for the vanilla game too. The mechanics break down the same. But essentially, you want to get yourself an axe. As quickly as you can. Looting bird nest is good too. On Darkness Falls, you have to make a sharp rock. Using 1 wood. It's just an adventure too. It's nothing crazy, but just to go over the mechanics. Now we have our axe. You want to get some wood. Construct a wooden club and get yourself a primitive bow. Normally what I do with my action bars, I use 1, 2, 3 a lot, and that's a very nice way to cycle between. I usually put a ranged weapon, melee weapon, in my main tool, my 1, 2, 3 slot. So let's just really break down combat here a second here. So stamina is everything. So you don't ever want to be sprinting if you don't have to, or if it's like safe, like you're traveling from city to city. But say you're getting into a fight with a zombie, you never want to be sprinting. You can backpedal faster than them. You can move around, and so don't sprint. Another thing is you want to hit, and while they're staggered, look around and make sure nobody's surrounding you. And always aim for the head, obviously. And then after a knockdown, commit to them. And that's an easy way to just bring a zombie down. This works at 1 at a time in stragglers and stuff like that, but when we're in businesses, it's going to get a little bit different. Also, yeah, I should see if I can make any arrows. Having arrows going in would be a good thing to have. So I will just make real quickly. These are just recipes in the Darkness Fall, but it's still the same in vanilla, except for there's just not scrap arrows, but just normal stone arrows. Anyway, so yeah. When you're entering a business, you kind of want to sneak around as much as possible. And just look for easy headshots. Essentially, that's what we're doing here. And doors. Doors that are unlocked, just keeping note of those in your head are really nice, so you can door camp them. If you're not sure what door camping is, I'll kind of try to show you. Oh, here we go. Oh, I woke them up. When they swing, you can open the door. Oh, I guess so. Worked out just fine. So, combat, really just trying to break it down. Okay, so she made it through the door. Avoid jumping, avoid sprinting, and avoid power attacking unless you know it's going to kill them or knock them down, or like whatever. Because even in a panic where you're panicking, you just slamming that power attack down. Look at my stamina real quick after I power attack. You notice how the stamina regen just freezes for, I think, about 3 to 4 seconds. That's very, very detrimental because if you do need to escape, you do need to sprint. Okay? So, basic attacks, look around, not sprinting. Basic attacks, look around. Staying in nice open territory. I'm a little greedy myself, so I'll fight a lot of zombies indoors, but it is technically not safe. So, trying to hit a headshot, knockdown, commit. Normal basic tactics here. Another thing I like to do is stack primitive bows on the action bar. What that does is allow you to shoot multiple arrows without having to reload in case you need to fire a bunch of arrows in rapid succession to try to bring zombies down. It's a little bit more nuanced, a little bit more advanced, and might run you into issues if you haven't practiced doing that a lot before. It also works for the pipe shotgun, and I really started using the tactic because of the blunderbuss from previous versions, but the blunderbuss is kind of rendered obsolete and is gone now. So Right, so early game combat, like I said, this is your optimal target. Just like that. That's what you want. But if not, move around. Always look. Make sure your back's not cut off. Just move around. Keep moving. Don't ever stop. And another thing that happens when people fight zombies, they'll fixate on the target, and they'll just sit there and just keep spamming them. And they'll just keep swinging, and they'll just keep swinging. And they'll never take their eyes off the target. They just keep hitting them. They just keep hitting them. And that leads to hits. So, like, every time you hit a zombie, back off, regain, whatever. Just get in the habit of doing that. Get behind the gate, do whatever, bring them outside. That's the type of tactics you want to use. All right, so we're hitting 5 minutes here, so I just kind of want to try to wrap this up a little bit. One more thing, when it comes to running away, I'll kind of show you what I mean here when we open up the debug menu, so I can spawn some ferals in, so I can hopefully not screw the pooch here, but try to showcase running away. So we got a feral. When you're running, you can hold the sprint button down. Do you see how it drains the stamina? What I like to do is something I call feathering. So feathering is where you sprint, but then you immediately let go. And what happens is the zombie, even though it can catch up to you, it has to slow down to swing for an animation. So it will never actually catch up to you. But then you see how my stamina is staying to 100? This is how you can conserve stamina and make sure that you can run away on an extended period of time. So then the other thing I want to talk about to gap, see how she's catching up to me? Another way to gap zombies is to run around objects in a serpentine. As you can see here, their AI isn't going to path correctly because it has to constantly reset itself to retarget onto you. So if you serpentine and run through a bunch of different obstacles, you'll confuse their AI enough to be able to get a gap on them and maybe crouch and hide and get away. Another thing to do, obviously, is just run up obstacles that they have to jump up to, because then you can just hide from them. And just regain your stamina and just recover a little bit. But like I said, just keep feathering that shift. Don't just sprint. Just feather it so that you can run away forever. If you can draw, turn. Oh, I lost her. Oh, there she is. Get your shot off. Just keep feathering away. Maybe you can turn. Get that hit off, and then just turn around and keep feathering away. So yeah, if you feather your sprint like this, you're able to stop and take shots at them and not put yourself into a severe risk. And be careful with power attacks in the early game, because you don't have any stamina regeneration like you do in the later game or whatever. So yeah, that pretty much breaks down the basic combat strategies. I know I went a little faster. Maybe I can do a little bit more in depth, but hopefully you kind of see what I'm saying. This is how you'd survive your first 5 minutes. Alright, there we go. See you later. Hope that helped. And we'll get into more tutorials that I can think of as they come in. Daily content.